welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a video all about spices, and I basically just want to show you guys some of my favorite spices as well as some tips and tricks to storing and keeping your spices. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. So starting place number 5 is black pepper. So black pepper is definitely a great spice if you're starting off any spice collection. It's just a really well-rounded flavor. It's not too spicy to the point where it feels like the kind of spice that you're gonna cry, but it's just gonna help balance out your dish and just give it some dimension within it. And you can use pepper in either the already ground form like I have here, or in the whole form, in which you would get a pepper mill and you can freshly ground your pepper. It does make it a little more stronger in that form. So it's just really a personal preference on how you like your pepper. In 4th place, you have salt. I really like salt because it's one of those spices that is very versatile. Yes, you can use it to season food, but you can use it for so much more things. Salt is one of those spices that you can use to enhance other flavors. You can use it to draw moisture out of certain vegetables and fruits, and you can use it to season your food when it's plain. Salt is best friends with pepper, and every single kitchen needs salt and pepper. Salt and pepper together is probably the most popular spices in the whole world. So next I kind of have 2 spices, and you'll see why they're both in 3rd place, and that is onion powder and garlic powder. I never remember which container I put which in, so I usually end up using both together. When I had bought this spice rack, it came with spices already, and it came with labels for the bottles already. So there are a few things that I didn't really need, I wasn't reaching for often, so I replaced them with stuff that I would love to have on hand, like garlic powder and onion powder. But you see, the only issue is I had to put them in 2 jars that say dill and bay leaves, and now I don't know which one is which. So I always use both, which is why they both went into 3rd place. These spices are great for marinades and for meats. They're really pungent because they are dried. Anytime you use a dried form of a fresh vegetable or fruit or spice, it's a lot more strong, so you don't need as much of it as you would its fresh counterpart. In 4th place is ginger powder. I love ginger powder. It has this really nice sweetness about it. It goes great in so many different dishes, especially in Asian cuisine. I find I like to use this a lot, but of course I use it in other things as well. It just has a really unique flavor to it, and it adds like a really savory slash sweetness to a dish. And in 1st place is paprika. Paprika is, again, another spicy flavor, but it's so different from pepper. It's more of that heat spice, but it's very flavorful. It's not too overpowering, so that way when you add it to dishes, it's not just gonna ruin the dish unless you were to put the whole thing in. It's just gonna add another layer of dimension, and it's just tasty. So that's why it gets the coveted #1 spot. So spices are one of those great things you can add to your kitchen if you really want to take your cooking to the next level. It's great, especially to give things different flavors. So if you do like to buy bulk food, you can at least manipulate it so it doesn't taste like you're eating the same thing every day. Some tips for keeping your spices is 1, try to find some sort of device to store them on. It's just gonna make it so much easier for you to see your spices, reach for them. If they're in plain sight, you're gonna be more likely to use them. They do make drawer inserts for the spices, so if you have lots of drawer space, you can use that as well. I personally love this. It's just a round, sort of Lazy Susan type spice rack. It has 2 layers, as you can see, and it's really easy to see my spices, so I can just get what I want really simply, really easily. It's always on display. My next tip is to make sure that you keep your spices in a cool, dry place. So I keep mine away from the window, and the reason why you want to do this is because moisture and spices don't mix. It will make them want to combine together and be like really hard, and you can't really use it unless you really grind it up again, and it's already ground. Why would you want to regrind it? My next tip is, remember that spices are way stronger than their fresh counterparts. So go in with less, and you can always taste to see if you need more. My next tip is just be aware of when you bought the spices. Spices usually last about a year, but I find they can go longer, and I've never had any instances where my spices went bad. I do go through my spices a little bit faster than I'm sure most would, because as you can tell from my cooking videos, I use a lot. A lot. Yeah, just keep on top of it. If they smell like a whole different spice, then you probably know it's ready for it to go. I'm back. My camera decided to die on me, so I had to wait a little bit for my battery to charge. But what I was getting at was there are a few different tools you can use to grind your spices, such as a pepper mill, which I don't have one, so I'll just insert a picture in this area. And you just basically hold it and you just turn the top and it will grind spices for you. Another thing you can use is a mortar and pestle. Basically, it's a very ancient tool. It's been around for a very long time. You get this cup, you put your spices in, your whole spices like the coriander. And then you have this other end, which is like a stick, and you just like move it in your hand and circle and crush the spices that way. And the last way you could do it is with one of these. So this is a coffee/spice grinder. We mostly use it to grind coffee beans, not me. I don't really drink coffee. But you can also use it to grind spices. So if you like to dry your own herbs, or if you just have whole spices that you want to grind up, you just basically plug this in. And how you use this particular one is you plug it in, you put the top on, and the second you put the top on, it starts to grind it until you take it off. So that's all the tips and tricks I have for you guys today on this video. I hope you liked it, and if you did, make sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe for new videos every Monday and Thursday, hit the notification bell so that you're actually notified when I post my videos, and until next, oh, and leave comments below for what you guys want to see next time. Until next time, bye!